Let me just get logged in here. I'll be with you in just a moment. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Now I'm logged in here. Welcome to our center. So sorry about that wait. I see that you're going to be doing study 502-J. I know that doesn't mean very much to you, but it does to me. So now there's nothing to be worried about. It's going to be very straightforward, very easy. I do have a little bit of information to go over with you, okay? Okay, perfect. Now, I cannot tell you who's funding this study or what the results will be used for, but I can tell you that the length of the study is on the shorter side of the studies that we're doing currently. The study should take about 20 to 30 minutes at the most. It's not something that's going to take a ton of your time. Now, do you have any questions about that? Any concerns? Okay, perfect. Now, I do have 3 items that I'm required to make you aware of before starting the study, and I will actually be reading this information from my screen, and then I'll be allowed to have you ask any questions, go over anything at that point, okay? Okay, perfect. So the first item that I need to make you aware of is that if you feel uncomfortable answering any of the questions, you are allowed to skip them. However, we are encouraged by the entity funding the study to let our participants know that this will affect the integrity of the data submitted. Depending on how many questions are skipped, the submission may not be counted. Okay, now the second item that I must go over is that you are allowed to have any drink during the study. However, you may not be able to leave the room once the study is in progress. The third and final item that I need to make you aware of is that this study will be audibly recorded for quality and training purposes. Also, it has been recorded to ensure that the data in the system is accurate. So it's going to be recorded for our company's sake, but also for the funding for the study. It just kind of helps make sure that, something's clicked or selected incorrectly, they have that record to go back on. Now, I know that's a lot of information and it sounds kind of scary, but do you have any questions about that? Okay, perfect. So if all of those items are understood, I just either need you to sign on the dotted line there, or I need you to just audibly say yes. Either is fine. Perfect, thank you. Now, before we get started, can I offer you anything to drink? Would you like to use our restroom? Okay, and just friendly reminder, once the study starts, we'll both be unable to leave until it's complete. Okay, as soon as you're ready, we can begin. Okay, wonderful. So now the first thing that I need from you is to just gather a little bit of just general information from you. Can I just get your name with your last name, then your first name, then your middle initial if you'd like? And can you spell your last name? Okay, perfect. And your first name? Wonderful. And if you'd like to give a middle initial, that'd be lovely. Okay, fantastic. Now, the next information that we need is, can we get your house number and your street? I know that's kind of an odd way to ask for your street address, but we just need the house number and the street. So if you're at 123 Main, that's all we need. It's just 123 Main. Okay, perfect. All right, and then can I get your zip or postal code? Great. And would you like to specify your ethnicity? This is just a general gathering system. And we actually just type it in. There's no set selections. Okay, great. Thank you. What gender do you identify with? Okay, great. And then this is just for our sake. How did you hear about our company? Was it via radio ad, TV, Facebook, Instagram, or other social media, a friend referral, or other? And please let us know if it's other, how you heard about us. Okay, great. Yeah, I think they just like to know if the money we're putting in is actually paying off. Yeah, I agree. Okay, now the last question before we get into the actual study is about compensation. Now, how would you like to be compensated for this study? We have gift cards available. We offer them through Amazon, Best Buy, Google Play, iTunes/App Store for Apple phones, Target, or Walmart. Or we also are able to do a check, ACH, or an e-check. We can send it to your PayPal or Venmo account. We can do cash, but we do have to let you know that 5% is deducted from the compensation due to security of having cash on site. So it is a little less, but only 5%. Or the final option is you can actually donate your compensation to charity, and our company will match the dollar amount donated. Okay, perfect. We can absolutely accommodate that. So we'll make that happen. Let me just note that in the system. Perfect. So we have that located and done here. I'm just letting my test load. Okay, so for this study, I will read everything exactly as it is on the screen, and I do have to let you know that I cannot offer any insight on this test. Okay, perfect. And now, the first section of this test, there are 3 sections. This section's answers must be submitted in less than 5 seconds, so please answer quickly. They will be simply just 2 statements, and you have to pick one or the other, okay? All right, lovely. Okay, so question 1. Pink or blue? Okay. Green or yellow? Okay. Red or purple? Okay. Question 4, ice cream or candy? Okay. Still or sparkling? Question 6, pizza or pasta? Number 7, tapping or scratching? Number 8, gum or mints? Number 9, pen or pencil? Number 10, chocolate or banana? Okay, thank you. Now I know that seems odd, but that's all I'm able to say. Now we are on to the next section, and these sections are all hypothetical scenarios. I can't give you any additional context, just like the last section, but I can tell you that they are all situations that are would you rather situations. Okay? Okay, wonderful. Now, this one is not timed, so you do get a little more time to kind of weigh the scenario out, so it's not as quick as the last one. So, question 1, or scenario 1, would you rather be with your family in a cabin for a week or your home with friends for one night? Number 2, would you rather have an all-expense-paid spa day or a shopping spree at your favorite store? All right, lovely. I know both of those sound pretty great to me, just saying. Now, number 3, would you rather eat anything you want with no repercussions or never have to go grocery shopping again? All right. Number 4, would you rather meet your favorite celebrity right now or any historical figure? All right. And number 5, would you rather be a detective or a pilot? All right. Number 6, would you rather be able to speak any language or be able to speak to animals? All right. Would you rather invent an item that makes you famous or write a best-selling novel? Yeah, that's a tough one for me. Question 8. Would you rather move anywhere silently or be 10 times stronger? All right, question 9. Would you rather be a superhero or a supervillain? All right. Question 10. Would you rather take an art class or a computer programming class? Okay, great. So that completes the second section of the study. I know those kind of seem a little odd, but it's definitely kind of fun. So now we're on to the final section of this study. So the question for each set of answers is, which do you prefer? So now I don't have any additional information that I can give you as far as which you prefer, what the context is, so you're kind of able to make up your own scenario as to which one you prefer, whether it's based on your lifestyle, based on the things that you like. It's really up to your interpretation. Does that seem clear? Okay, great. So now, which do you prefer? Bold or neutral? Bold or neutral? Okay. Which do you prefer? Science or math? Science or math? Okay. Yeah, it's nice that you get a little more time with these. They don't have to be answered in 5 seconds. You can kind of just weigh it out for your sake. So now, question 3. History or language arts? History or language arts? Okay, great. Question 4. Which do you prefer? Music or silence? Music or silence? I know those are pretty disparate options, but music or silence? All right, lovely. Thank you. Now, question 5. Jelly beans or candy corn? Jelly beans or candy corn? All right, lovely. Question 6. Vanilla or strawberry? Vanilla or strawberry? Okay, great. Number 7. Which do you prefer? Spring or summer? Spring or summer? Okay, wonderful. Now, number 8. Do you prefer donuts or scrambled eggs? Donuts or scrambled eggs? All right. Number 9. Which do you prefer? Driving or riding? Driving or riding? All right. And number 10. Which do you prefer? Running or weightlifting? Running or weightlifting? Okay, great. Now that concludes the question portion of this study. There are 2 additional questions in which you can give feedback, which is very beneficial to us. Now, is that something you're able to do? It will not affect your compensation if you're unable to stay. Okay, lovely. Okay, so this question, do you have any guess as to who funded this study? Please note, you will still not be told who funded it. It's just a question that we're able to ask. Okay. I'd say that's a good guess, but I mean, even I don't know. They keep it blind from us as well, just in case. Okay. Anyone else you think might have funded it? Yeah, sometimes multiple companies can fund studies. Sometimes it's beneficial to both of them to know. Okay. Lovely. Now, the second question is kind of similar. Do you have any guess as to what this data will be used for? Please note, you will also not be told why this data is significant. I know they keep it blind from us as well. I wish I could know, but they don't tell us that, unfortunately. We just kind of have to roll with it. Okay. Any other guess as to what this data could be used for? Okay, lovely. Well, that is all of the information that I have for this study. Now, as far as additional information I can give you about study 502J, we do have a couple of other questions, if you have the time, that we can go over. Now, this again, it will not affect your compensation. It will not change the amount you're compensated. You're free to leave at any time. But we do have a couple of additional questions that you can answer if you want to provide additional information. Okay, you do? Okay, lovely. So now it's not, these questions are, again, they're in the same vein, only they're a little more about you. Now, we personally, as a company, we will not sell this information. It is purely for the study. As soon as I enter in the information, it will disappear. So it's not something we can use for demographics later like we can with your street address or things like that, as far as saving the information about your compensation. Is that okay? Yes, it's purely for this study. Okay, great. All right, so let me just enter Now, the first question is, what would be your dream job? Not necessarily your occupation now, but what would be your dream job? If you could do any job in the world, what would you do? Very interesting. Okay. I like it. Okay. Now, this next question kind of goes hand in hand with that, which is, what would you do if you had enough money to not need a job? I like it. I mean, you can absolutely ask what I would do if I had enough money to not need a job, but I can't tell you because I'm at work. Alright. I know. Tricky, right? You can always ask, but I can't always answer. Alright, so now, in akin to that, what hobbies would you like to get into if you had the time and the money to do so? So any hobby, skydiving, flying, crochet, whatever you want to do, what hobbies would you like to get into? Okay, great. Now these next couple questions are a little bit different. And again, just if you have time. Okay, great. Now, what is your favorite piece of furniture you've ever owned? Is it your bed? Maybe a comfy reading chair? It's fascinating. Okay. Great. All right. And now the last question is, what's the last item that you really splurged on? And I mean splurged on as in you spent more than you might have wanted to, or something you bought full price just because it seemed worth it to you. Okay. Fascinating. I love it. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Well, that concludes the entirety of the survey. So now this study is complete and this information will be sent to our funder. Again, I have no access to know who that is, what they're doing with this data. I just work for this third-party company that does everything as a blind study. Now, do you have any questions for me though? Like anything about my company, anything we might be able to answer for you? Okay, well, if you think of anything, you're more than welcome to send us an email, hit us up on social media, you can come by. You're always welcome to come in and do more studies for us. You're always welcome back. But if you have any questions, just let us know, and then the front desk will take care of your compensation, okay? Okay, it was lovely to meet you. Okay, I'll show you to the door. Thank you so much.